Today's my grandma's birthday, and I wanted to tell her or call her because like 2 years ago she moved back to her hometown in Mexico, so I don't see her anymore, but she was a really big part of my childhood and she took really good care of me all those times where I ran around the house and was just causing trouble, getting into fights with my cousin. She was always there to stop it. Let's just put it that way.
¿Qué pasó, mijo?
Feliz cumpleaños, abuela.
Gracias, gracias.
Nomás quise decirte
¿Me oyes?
Sí. Nomás quise decir gracias por todo lo que has hecho en
Gracias,
nuestra
mijo.
vida.
Gracias.
Desde ser niño, me cuidaste y eras una muy buena abuela.
Abuela, gracias,
Sí.
mijo hermoso.
Gracias por todas las veces que me hiciste de comer y que me regañaste. Ojalá en el verano voy a visitarte.
Si Dios quiere, está bien. Aquí te espero.
So, today is January 19th, 2021. My cousin just had a gender reveal party. And at this party, my whole family was there. And it was a really cool experience. It was actually the first gender reveal I've ever been to. And ever since that day, I stumbled upon something inside of me. I had a lot of introspective thoughts. I was just questioning happiness and where I was. I have this voice in my head that tells me everything is going to be okay. I get worried at times, but then there are moments where I feel exuberant and excited to be alive. Nothing beats the moment that I'm in. My dad told me the other day happiness lies within us already. It's in our inventory of emotions, but we almost get lost or confused that it's even there. And it's kind of like a blindfold walking around. But we make it really hard on ourselves because we try to idealize what happiness is and what it should look like and what it should feel like, when I think a smile alone or just a chuckle every now and then just proves that you already have happiness. What is happiness? Essentially, happiness itself. The definition of happy is simply feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. Now, I'm sure almost anyone watching this or anyone that reads that, they themselves have felt pleasure or entertainment. It's no surprise that the best things come when we least expect them to. The question I still continue to have is how much longer? That applies to every single thing I can imagine. How much longer until I'm where I want to be, or until I find love, or until I have friends, or until I start being less angry, or simply until I wake up again. But notice how every time we reach that point, there's always something that brings us back down, and it's like a cycle. Some would argue that nothing is ever enough to satisfy themselves, but I think satisfaction comes from progression. And this is something that I've really been pondering about lately. Progression. Progression has no set ending, and it doesn't have a set beginning.
I told you! It's a girl!
Everything will always be an art in the making, and that's the way I look at it. And the best art is always made in sporadic moments and in very specific times that we realize we're in an act. It's like we're on stage and we remember our lines and the scene begins to flow again. We get lost in the illusion that there are no special highlight moments of our lives, but it's all just a big show. You're the performer, you're not the audience. The audience is the one witnessing it all. You didn't capture the highlights, the audience did, and you were playing your part as the performer. Breaking character isn't bad. It's going against it that makes it bad. You're allowed to change because it's in your DNA, and progression takes place every day. It just goes unnoticed. I think you feel more comfortable in the moment when deep down inside you know there's more for me. There's more. Even if now is not enough, there's always more. It never ends. And that's progression.